The process of installing and configuring a modem has evolved over the years as well. We used to have to set the IRQ and the COM port selections on the modem using jumpers. But now the software handles all of this. If we use Windows 9X or Windows 2000 software, which has plug-and-play capability, and we have a modem that's a PCI type of modem or ISA modem that has plug-and-play capability, then we would simply install the software for the modem into the computer first. Then we would shut the computer down and install the modem. When we restart the computer will recognize that there is a component in it that wasn't there before. In other words, the operating system will recognize the modem. The operating system will then configure the modem with the resources that it needs, and then take us into a wizard where we can automatically configure the modem and even configure the dial-up networking. In other words, we can configure the communication software that communicates with the operating system so that we can get the modem to communicate on a telephone line. So the process of installing and configuring a modem is much easier now, and communicating with a modem is much easier now than it was in the past. But it's still worth knowing some of the older commands that were used on older communication software, especially for the A+ certification test. AT commands for Hayes-compatible modems were used on older software, and the ones worth knowing are ATDT, which stood for dial, ATH, hang up, and +++, which meant escape. Actually, ATDT stands for attention dial tone. ATH stands for attention hook. And then +++ is the escape sequence that we use if we have an unexpected event and we have no other way of terminating the communication. The way these are used would be, for example, ATDT and then 555-2115 would be to dial a given number using tone dialing. Even though this is very old technology, you might expect the A+ certification test to have a question about these commands and their meanings. Although technology has improved considerably, it's still possible to have problems with modem communications. So we need to know a little bit about troubleshooting modems. Troubleshooting guidelines include isolate the problem. In other words, determine whether it is the modem or not. This is especially easy to do if we're using an external modem, because we could switch out the modem. That's not quite as easy to do if we're using an internal modem. But check the simple things first. For example, is there a dial tone? Ask questions. Ask questions of yourself as well as of the user. Establish what has changed since it last worked. In other words, it worked before. What have we done now, or what has the user done that is causing it not to work now? But don't blame it on the user. Make the user an ally as part of the troubleshooting. Check all the connections, talk to the user, and maybe try another modem if one is available. Using these troubleshooting guidelines, you should be able to work your way through any type of a modem problem or a modem failure. Next, we're going to talk about some newer technologies that are faster than standard modems.